Welcome to US Quadball Cup 2023 from Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, here at the Proving Grounds. It's Clay Dockery back with you, this time with...
Matt Dwyer, good to see you, Clay.
It's good to see you, Matt. All right, we are about to get started momentarily, very quickly here with the first round of bracket between the Division II of the Collegiate Division. Michigan State in green and white on our left, Arizona State in what's that, like a burgundy and gold is kind of their colors on the right.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you burgundy.
Yes. All right. We're good.
Our head referee for today, Jeanette High, getting us started.
And everyone is checked in. And we have brooms up. This is Michigan State with the quad ball in green, number 22. The keeper, Ethan Wanis.
Wanis' shot a little too far, and that'll unfortunately be a turnover as it went past the keeper restrictor line on the other side of the field. Now, I did see this a couple times yesterday. You know, teams do fall prey to it, and I only saw one team make a smart move where they sent a chaser up as far as possible to try and get that turnover as close to the hoops as possible and create a transition goal. So we'll see if it continues to happen, if Arizona State can get wise to it.
Yes, you would love to see that happen. So Michigan State is now set up in defense. The quad ball players for Arizona State passing around to the outside, trying to draw Michigan State out of position and get it inside and get it through. Did you see who got that goal?
That was Brooks to Ivaturi, and that was some good combo passing by Arizona State. They really got around the MSU defense there.
Yes, Ivaturi, number 4. Nice move after the pass came in nicely at the hoops. Wanis back up top, surveying things, gets beat, but is able to get the pass out first to the left wing. Connor Warren now making a move around an MSU player. The beat does came in before that pass. I believe that's going to be a turnover to ASU.
It was a decent drive by Warren there, but MSU's offense was scrambling too much. They didn't have a coherent plan there after Arizona State blew up the beaters. So now they'll go ahead and take a turn on offense. That's Molino with the ball, passing over to our keeper, Brooks.
We have Brooks up top. Gets the pass in once again behind the hoops. And there is this time a drive and completion by, what's that? Eric Vince.
Yeah, Vince recognized the situation there. I think Michigan State was staying close to hoops, playing a little bit more of a zone coverage, and unless you step out once that ball goes behind the hoops, you're not going to be able to stop someone with a head of steam on a drive.
Michigan State trying to settle down here, a little bit sloppy on their first 2 offensive possessions. Had a good shot, missed it. Wanis with Bryce Tweedle in front with the dodgeball. Passes it to the near side.
And you notice Arizona State has maintained beater control through most of this. And
there's a missed beat right there.
Yeah, and
some space.
I've jinxed them.
Yes, now they've lost. Now there is a no dodgeball situation. Oh, there's one hiding in by the hoops. He is able to beat out one of the players, and Wanis is taken down, but there is a stoppage in play.
Advantage call there, so we'll see what that call was. And that is a yellow card on Casey Molino, from Arizona State. Illegal contact from behind, so she'll take a moment in the box. And that'll be MSU's ball. And we'll see who exactly it goes to, because Wanis was stripped of the ball and beat. And so that'll be given to Brian Flahy on the far side there. So Flahy's going to have to hustle.
Flahy does get around the defense and is able to put it home.
2 defenders in the way. Flahy with the small stutter step. And that is our score now, 20-10, with Arizona State in the lead. And with that goal, Arizona State back to full strength.
All right. Brooks, once again, directing the offense for ASU. Passes down to the short side behind the hoops. Makes the completion to Ivaturi. He gets it back into the inside. There was a lot of high contact on that play. I think it's going to be another card.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate big man foul right there. Molino is much shorter than Flehy, and so what might have been a regular wrap on someone who was a bit taller and unfortunately ends up as illegal contact. So Flehy will take a little bit of time in the box as well. Molino will get the ball right in front of the hoop. Now, Juanis is positioned as the keeper right behind that hoop. He can block through the hoop. We'll see what happens here.
I think she's going to pass it up to Brooks. Yep.
Smart move.
And then Brooks puts it home.
Yeah. Juanis stepped up for the hit. I got to give him credit there, but Brooks had just a couple more steps of momentum. That'll put us at 30-10, Arizona State in the lead. Michigan State maintaining beater control.
Yeah, ever since you jinxed ASU, it's been a different story on the dodgeball game.
Well, maybe I'll be kind and jinx them back in a bit.
Yes.
They're going to go ahead and take both dodgeballs up. Juanis still ball handling. Just passed it off to Massey. Back to Juanis.
We have Tweedle and Hartnett in at beater for MSU with those dodgeballs.
And
Juanis is able to get out of a lot of contact, goes down to the ground, passes it out to
oh my goodness,
for a nice completion.
And that was incredible effort by Juanis there. Bludgers flying everywhere, dodgeballs rather. That's Bridget Weiss on the finish. Great post up at the small hoop. Great job by Juanis finding that practically flat on the ground, able to get it to Weiss.
All right. That is one. It looks as though the ASU team is now is making a play to try to get control back. MSU is able to get control of the dodgeballs once again because ASU's attempt did not work. So ASU is continuing to slow play, try to do something about this kind of 5 minutes of dominance in the dodgeball game.
And you're seeing kind of a beater setup that you're not normally seeing, at least I don't normally see in the college game, where they're split front and back behind the hoops. You've got Hartnett way behind the hoops there.
Hartnett is taking down all of the backside chasers, which has been a good move so far. That ball, the shot attempt by Eric Vince is taken down on a lot of nice contact from the MSU keeper.
I want to say that was an ill-advised offense there. Hartnett had beat two of ASU's chasers in the back of the hoops. Vince didn't have any cleanup options. All the defense was in front of the hoops to stop Vince, ran directly into Juanis. I think you got to take a beat there. You have to be like, okay, we need to regroup, reset the ball.
Yeah, it was an attempt at a hero ball straight into the entirety of the MSU defense. MSU once again set up now. Score is ASU 30, MSU 20. MSU makes a move on the Bludgers to open up the defense. The pass to the back down low is too high and goes out of bounds, turnover to ASU.
That was Massey to Pratt on that one. And Pratt is a great player, however, not particularly tall. So Massey's got to bring that one down.
Yes, little less air.
MSU parking their beaters fairly close to the hoops.
Still the one up and one back, just not as deep as before with little trees going on. ASU has not been able to break through this defense since MSU was able to set up this design.
It's Vince and Brooks, protected by Davis. Really looking for that opening.
With Brianna McLaughlin in front trying to make a play to get that dodgeball out of MSU's hands. That pass is a little too high, intended for Eric Fence behind the hoops, and will be another turnover back to MSU.
And that was Hartnett on the cleanup again. They had previously beat Dillon out from ASU, and I think that's I think that MSU has found their defensive set, how they're going to play this. As long as they maintain control of the dodgeballs, they have a unless ASU gets more aggressive, they have a pretty set defense here that they're not able to drive on.
Yes, that is
Clemente,
Jackson Massey, who's
yeah,
into the game now at Chaser for MSU.
Clemente in at keeper, looking around.
Is able to complete the pass. The shot is just a little bit too high.
And Vince will go for a run
Yes,
here.
he
Got
does.
Clemente to beat. Clemente strips the ball.
And the quad ball winds up on the field, and all of the ASU chasers are cleared out by just a lot of action. Oh, but the crossbar is unkind.
Clemente with a good heads-up play there after a huge path cleared by Jack Myers. ASU was definitely back on their heels. I think if Clemente takes one or two more steps, he's got that goal.
If you could hear the chatter on the field, you would have heard the other teammates on MSU saying to Clemente, slow down, slow down. Another exchange. This will clear out the the dodgeballs for a moment to give. Oh, but not enough time. Once again, the dodgeball game just on point for MSU. Clemente this time comes through, but I think that dodgeball may have gotten in there in time, and now there is a scrum for the ball.
Yep, Clemente beat. I believe that was. Pardon me, I didn't quite see the number there.
Hartnett clears out all of the ASU chasers in the scrum, allowing for Bridget Weiss to get away.
That was Markland on the score there. Good heads-up play. There's a lot of beater confusion. ASU comes away with dodgeball control on that one. We'll see how this helps them now if MSU is going to change their defense at all. It doesn't look like they are. Kind of interesting that they're keeping the dodgeball. Oh, and a missed beat in the back. And this is a no dodgeball situation. Brooks shot too high. And a dive between Clemente and Brooks. And Clemente comes up with it. MSU got very lucky there.
Markland going out after that goal. A line change, I think the third different line change for MSU already in this game. Though Clemente stays in at keeper. Game is all tied at 30-30.
Clemente protected by Silkinson. Silkinson's beat miss, and now Clemente has to struggle to get rid of it. And MSU's going to drive. Inside to Warren. Warren, backhand, no good.
Just off. Scrum, another dive for the ball, but I think that dive is going to be too low.
Yellow card for neck contact on MSU. Honestly, I thought that dive was questionable, but apparently that was the call from our referee. And that'll be a turnover to Arizona State just behind their hoops.
MSU holding on to the dodgeballs, though. I don't see number 24.
So it's penalty kill time for MSU. That helps when you've got beater control. Runstrom with the lone dodgeball for Arizona State as Brooks takes it up center.
MSU still with one beater behind, one in the front who is backing away and backs a little too far out of the play. There was no one in front there.
And Dillon sees the space and takes it, and that's a score for Arizona State. Our score 40-30, Arizona State in the lead. MSU still holding on to control. Juanis checked back in the game now. So far, I think these teams have been pretty evenly matched. You know, I think both teams have had maybe a little bit of trouble finishing the drives, and a little bit of the passing has been kind of sloppy. But really, I think it's the beaters on defense who are making the biggest difference for both of these teams.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. The MSU team did come into this tournament ranked 14th highest in D2 with a 9-4 record, and went 3-0 yesterday in their pool against Tufts, Minnesota, and Vermont.
They looked very strong yesterday, absolutely.
Whereas the Arizona team came in with not the best record, and now there is Arizona. I thought for a second was going to take it off on a fast break, but they slow things down.
Too
Get it
many dodgeballs in the way.
back to Brooks in the middle, but now dodgeball is released, gives Brooks the opportunity, gets it behind to Dylan.
That was a great fast break there as soon as the dodgeballs were down. Brooks takes off, finds Dylan on the backside. Defense not quick enough to step. Dylan finishes through the center hoop.
Yes, that was very nice work between Brooks and Dylan there. As I was saying about ASU, they came in only 2-7 on the season, but did go 2-1 yesterday with wins against Pitt and UNC and only a loss to Brown to make it here to the first round of bracket play for collegiate D2.
So the backside now for MSU. It's a drive in.
It's a drive, but I believe that yes, the shot was after the beat, and I think the shot was after the beat once again. Both times, nice plays by the beaters for ASQ. Alberto Morales with that second play on Juanis.
Yeah, that was a great play. First by Runstrom from ASU, and now they've regained beater control here. And it looks like we have a injury for MSU, and so we will take a quick break while that is situated. It's not on the list.
No. Looks like the injury has been cleared out, and we are about to restart play. The MSU player was able to walk off the field into their own power, and play has been resumed. ASU once again with the quad ball. Brooks, as usual, leading the team down the field.
And that's with beater control, protected by Runstrom and Morales.
Morales staying back at the midfield line while Runstrom and Brooks go together through trying to find an opening in the defense.
Swift tackle there by Michigan State.
And that that pass had too much heat on it. I was like, was that a shot? But it wasn't anywhere near the hoops.
I think he was trying to find Dylan, but I don't think Dylan was in the correct position. That was Bonheimer on that pass.
Juanis back with the quad ball for Michigan State. Brady Sowers, the beater with the dodgeball in front, wants to try to disrupt this ASU defense, which once again has been able to be set. Both of these teams much more stout once they have both dodgeballs in their set. Missed beat there allows for an opening behind the hoops.
Sowers is doing his level best for Michigan State and just decides to throw the dodgeball back because Arizona State's on a run. It's Brooks. Let's see if Brooks wants to continue. He does. Flip up.
And it is complete. Brooks gets it behind the hoops to Tanner Bonheimer. and Bonheimer is able to put it away.
And it looks like Michigan State's going to take a quick timeout. That was a great heads-up play by Brooks. Ran directly into the beater, which in this case was a good thing. You want to draw the lone beater when you have the ball and you have open pass options.
And then Bonheimer in perfect position right behind the hoops just to slam it through, no one in between. That is now 3 goals in a row for ASU after MSU had been dominating in the middle of the game. I'm sure that's why they had to take this time out.
I think so. I think you need to change up your strategy. When they have dodgeball control, when they have their defensive set that they want, it's working really well for them. They're not giving up as many points. They're getting better stops on defense. But when they don't, Arizona State is looking much more dominant offensively. It's very hard for MSU to get their dodgeball in the correct position, and Arizona State is capitalizing on that. So I think if I'm them, in the huddle. I think I need to come up with a different defensive set. Maybe you have someone marking one of the people behind the hoops. Maybe you have someone stepping up sooner. Whatever it is, because if you just park yourself in hoop zone, it's not going to work if they're going to constantly drive and hit on this cutting pass that we've seen Dylan and Bonheimer take a few times now in a row.
The other thing I might do if I'm MSU is think about putting Jay Hartnett back in at beater because they were pretty dominant in cleaning things up. If they can get them back out there, they might be able to regain control. We'll see.
Yeah, it was a good combination. However, and this may be because of or in spite of, they had dodgeball control
That
the
was
entire time.
that was the thing. Did they have dodgeball control because of the team, or did they have a good set because they had control? They have the thing that I will say about that though is I saw Hartnett make 2 plays to gain control and gain control, whereas the beaters since then have had a little more trouble with. Of course, ASU has reset their beaters with much more size.
Absolutely, and I think it's hard to regain control here. Runstrom, he's got a good arm, he's mobile, and Morales is just parked right on that center hoop, making it very difficult to get that dodgeball back.
Yeah.
Morales is going to step now as Runstrom
Oh,
does get beat. So
and there
Juanes
are both.
tabletopped.
Yep, and that play for control by MSU does work, and they get the goal.
Bridget Weiss once more, perfect positioning. We've now seen this play at least twice where Juanes gets laid out and from the ground scoops it up to Bridget Weiss, who finishes.
So that was a all around extremely successful for MSU, getting both dodgeballs and the goal.
Do you think they put that? They think they do that in practice? Like, hey Ethan, we're gonna lay you out on this play, and we just want you to find someone, just flick it up in the air.
Yeah,
We're gonna do that a couple times.
just see what happens.
Finally, a keeper sub giving Brooks a little break for Arizona State. 60-40 our score. Arizona State in the lead.
This is Eric Vance moving over to the keeper position now.
Protected by Runstrom. Morales up in there too. And Arizona State gets beater control. Vince driving in, misses. Dylan
Oh,
on the
Dylan on
rebound.
the rebound looks. It may be that they are deciding when that bludger came in.
That was great positioning by Dylan to have that clean up if indeed that. I mean, it's great positioning even if it wasn't a goal, but I hope it is for him.
I feel like, well, we'll have to see. It was close. The goal is good. I think Dylan would have been a little upset if it had gone the other way.
That was great movement there by Runstrom and Morales. They cornered the MSU beater, moved in quite close. Runstrom with the throw, Morales with the cleanup. It was good.
And ASU, yes, ASU able to use that disruption. Morales was beat, so this MSU drive will only have Runstrom with the dodgeball on it. Weiss here on the near side, looking for that space. not marked.
And now they'll have Rundstrom a little bit closer to the hoops and Morales up. And Morales steals the dodgeball from Flynn, immediately beats Juanes. It's going to be a turnover, and Vince is going to go for a run.
Yeah,
Vince has one
nobody in
chaser in
front.
front of him. It's Bonheimer.
Goes.
Vince powering through a big hit by Juanes, who
Yeah, Vince goes just demolishes Juanes as putting that through and is given the yellow.
and it looks like Juanes gets penalty time negated by the goal. But that was neck contact as he went a little high on Vince on the drive. Vince just got big. And he did have Bonheimer on the left side if he didn't want to have that contact, but just decided to take it himself.
It's difficult for Juanes with that much size. That net contact seems to happen quite a bit.
And Vince had a good head of steam there. 80-40 now. Going past that magic number 30 for flag range. We'll see a bit later in the game.
MSU wants to settle things back down. ASU with Rundstrom and Morales back dominating in the dodgeball game.
Myers trying but not able to get the bludger from Morales.
And there's once
Dodgeball.
again a turnover. Once again.
And this time Vince settles for the mid-range, not risking contact with Juanes once more. And Vince doing a lot of work here at the keeper position.
Yeah, Vince really taking things into their own hands here, making sure that he is coming out of these turnovers that the solid, rock solid defense is presenting and just running all the way through the MSU defense.
I think both these teams really are looking for that transition goal. Seeing it from MSU before, we saw it at least once today, but they haven't really been getting the looks they want, those turnovers at the top of the key. Meanwhile, Arizona State has. As the ball over to Pratt, Pratt dodging around to Clemente to Pratt.
Pratt, and the quad ball is on the ground. There is a dive and a whistle.
And unfortunately, I think that dive was near Pratt's knees. We'll see. It was a little hard to tell from our angle. They were parallel to us. Or I suppose perpendicular, depending on which way you want to say their bodies are facing.
Pratt is going to get the quad ball back. Let's see if there's also a card.
That was Dylan Palmer on the dive there.
A lot of conversation. Referees trying to make sure they get it right. MSU hoping to get an advantage out of this situation, and there is a yellow.
And it's okay. I guess there was another foul that we ended up missing. That's Bonheimer who's taken a trip to the box. Yellow card playing after beat. So there's Pratt right at the hoops, and that goal is good for Pratt. 90-50. Arizona State still in the lead.
But that is something MSU really needed to get some. ASU trying to take the timeout before having the quad ball, which you can't do. They do eventually pick it up and take the timeout. So now both teams have used their timeout. So MSU was kind of reeling again and then got that last set, actually got the penalty, was able to get the goal, get back to within 4. Why do you think that ASU decided to take their timeout at this point?
I think it's a settle down time. The defensive set was looking a little sloppy there. I think there was a miscommunication on how exactly they were trying to shut down the MSU attack. They were having a little trouble at the top of the key with the dodgeballs. The beaters seemed to be a little out of position, and then MSU slinging the ball around a lot. ASU's tackles not quite landing. I think it just looked a little sloppy. So I think ASU saying in the huddle right now, hey, we got to tighten it up a little bit. We have a comfortable-ish lead. We're teetering on the edge of uncomfortable lead. We need to tighten it in, figure out exactly what our strategy is right before the flag runner comes out. We're nearing that time.
All right, and yes, we are nearing that time. Don't have a sense of exactly how long it's been, but it's certainly been more than 15 minutes.
Oh, I certainly think so. You've got, and I think I see now why Brooks ended up subbing out. Brooks, I see donning the yellow headband of the seeker on the sideline for ASU, and he's got some speed.
Yes, Brooks certainly could make a play at this flag runner. We're having a broom replacement.
Want to make sure our equipment is all safe. McLaughlin getting a replacement there. All right, so we have just under 2 minutes until our 20-minute stoppage time, as Myers is going to get a little aggressive at the top of the key, and we'll see what Palmer does here. Passes off to Bonheimer.
Bonheimer makes a move around Pratt, and the MSU defense is stout, able to stop it.
Somehow
Oh, and
fell to ASU there.
the dodgeball winds up coming in and winds up cleaning it up because that messiness looked like it was going to result in an ASU goal.
Myers was running around the field like a madman there. Had like 4 beats. Finally came in to clean up that. Bonheimer's run was he was just running perfectly in sync with the defense, finding no openings whatsoever. MSU maintaining control, and now it's Myers and Hartnett in at beater. And Juanis' mid-range shot is good. And now that comfortable lead starts to become a little uncomfortable, 90-60.
Yes, much less what ASU wanted with the last couple of goals, giving MSU a lot of life.
And ASU's sideline saying slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, telling Palmer to be slow. They've got a keeper sub now. It's Ivaturi.
And it is Tweedle and Hartnett back in with the dodgeballs for MSU. This was the dominant beater pair from earlier.
Ivaturi and Bonheimer just trying to get the defense out of position here. You've got both beaters on that side of the field.
Palmer gets it back to Ivaturi. Ivaturi is taken down, and that pass was after the beat.
I think they might call that one natural momentum, but Clemente came in after Palmer got rid of the ball, so oof.
Oh,
Looks like Clemente's going to the box.
Yeah. So I think the beat was definitely, if there was not the penalty, then the pass was way after the beat. But the turnover was because of the penalty.
So Palmer's going to have a little run drive there. Gets it
Gets
off
it
to
through.
Molino. Molino finishes around the defender.
Excellent work from Palmer and Molino there.
And that is our 20-minute stoppage. Our score 100-60 in favor of Arizona State. And man, it looked like it was about to be disastrous, and I want to give credit to Casey Molino there. That was a great feat of athleticism, stretch all the way to left to receive that pass as Palmer was falling around the defender, all the way to the right to put that through. Great move.
Fantastic. And that goal does make a big difference because it does put ASU back up by 4 scores, which means that they are beyond the flag, which is 35. So we have a set score now. Since ASU's score is 100, the set score is 60 points added to 100, so 160. The first team to hit 160 will win this game.
It's a little bit of a deficit that Michigan State is going to have to come back from. We'll see how it shakes out in the seeker game. As we know, it gets a little chaotic out there. And I think this is really where we're going to see that fast break offense take its stride. You've got long players on both sides of the field, right? You've got Ivaturi, you've got Palmer, you've got Bonheimer. They're showing a lot of speed. On the other side, on MSU, you've got Juanis, you've got Massey, you've got Clemente, Pratt. They've all been showing a lot of speed here. And as soon as the beaters are out of the quad ball game, as soon as they are focused on the seekers, on the flag runner, I think we're just going to start seeing crazy fast breaks left and right until that catch.
Yes. All right, so our flag runner is coming out. That's the flag runner in the yellow shorts in the center of the field. Catching that flag is worth 35 points to the team that is able to do it. And as Dryer said, it's all about strategy at this point.
It is. You have to have a sound beater strategy. If you do not have a sound beater strategy, you're going to lose. Full stop. In this part of the game, if your beaters do not know what they are doing when you're on offense, when you're on defense, where the ball is, you will lose.
We are just about to resume, and there we go. We have resumed.
MSU will start with the ball for this portion of the game as Davis with the ball, and Hartnett comes in, and MSU able to regain dodgeball control. It's Massey.
Massey with a look.
And it's a bad pass. It was just a bad pass. It was straight to Morales, who's now checked in at the chaser game, it seems, as Markland is getting some time with the flag runner by themselves.
Massey is taken out, and Hartnett is taken out, which will give the Brooks a chance at the flag runner. Where at the same time, ASU on a drive on offense takes a long pass back to the side here. Morales in a chaser now for ASU.
And it looks like we've got a catch from Markland potentially. Markland with a lot of reach. We'll see if this is good for MSU. Catch is no good. Looks like flag runner was impeded.
Markland with a lot of size.
And
Morales passes off to Ivaturi. Ivaturi gets it. Oh, I thought that was going to be another nice move.
we'll see what.
I thought I heard stoppage.
There is a
Was not
stoppage there.
stopped.
I'm not quite sure. I didn't see a foul. It looked to be some type of turn into a tackle. We'll see what that was. They tried to get the ball to Molino, who got it back to Bonheimer, but it went. I'm not quite sure what happened there. We'll see what.
Molino is going to the box. And. But the. No.
Oh, sorry. It looks to be a stoppage. Molino is subbed out, and the ball goes back to Bonheimer behind the hoops. It was a stoppage for injury, so no foul on the play. Guarded by Juanes. Got Morales at the small hoops. Pratt there. Clemente on the other side to Ivaturi. We'll see how they do.
And
Blocked by
Clemente
Clemente.
comes in for the block. And once again, the flag is in the hands, this time of Brooks.
Brooks already celebrating before it's called. ASU given the Sun Devil sign.
The
Catch is good, and that puts ASU so much closer to victory here. That's quite a deficit that MSU is going to need to have to make up.
Only 3 goals away now for ASU, whereas MSU now has the decided disadvantage, being 10 goals down still.
I got to be honest with you. I was proven very wrong. I thought there would be a lot more fast breaks, and there were none. Maybe I'm just talking about what I want to hear, what I want to see, instead of what I do see. And now ASU regains dodgeball control with that beat on Tweddle.
Pratt passes to the near side, Clemente. Back to Pratt.
And they're just going to play some catch here. Up to Massey. Beat before. Clemente follow-up is good.
Yes, Clemente on the follow-up. Nice, making sure that everything is covered. That was Jackson Massey behind his beat, but it's like an assist when you get it to your teammate.
Big scrum in the middle for the beaters there. Tweddle having multiple beats on Arizona. McLaughlin tried her darndest to keep on the dodgeball, was unable to do so. Hartnett came in for the cleanup, and now MSU has control.
Morales passes to Vince here on the near side. The beat is missed, giving Vince an opportunity, but the pass in towards the hoops winds up in the hands of Eric Vince again, but MSU is able to collapse on him.
How? He was really gunning
How,
for the hoops there.
how did he get his own rebound? Yeah, I was like, it was the same
Juanis blocked
guys.
it towards the middle, and then Vince just came up with it, even though there were 5 other MSU players there. So now with dodgeball control, excuse me, Pratt will bring it up the near side here. Clemente, Massey, and Juanis. Clemente guarded by Brooks, back to Pratt. Ivaturi beat at the
Juanis,
top of the key. Juanis to Massey, even with his height too high.
Massey is able to clean it up behind the hoops though. Gets the shot off. The shot hits the side of the hoop and does not go in. The beat is missed. Brooks jumps over the top of the beat attempt, gets by Massey and is running, throws behind. That is Ivaturi again.
And Ivaturi, MSU just simply could not get their chasers back to defense fast enough. It was a transition break. Brooks recognized it, went on a run. Ivaturi recognized it, got to the other side of the hoops, away from Juanis, away from that wingspan. Great finish by ASU. And that puts them ever closer, 145 to 70, set score 160.
Juanis to Massey. It bounces off of Massey's hands again, but the beat is missed by Bryce McLaughlin.
And it's a no-budget situation.
Massey tries to go over the top, but comes down too hard, and we're going to take another break.
Massey able to walk off under his own power there. Hope he's all right. So MSU will send in a substitution. Looks to be Warren. And MSU with the ball right behind ASU's hoops. Morales there at the center hoop. Pratt near side.
So there are some options for number 24. And we start, and that is a nice move to go where Morales was not by number 24 on MSU. To make the score 145 to 80. Vince here on the near side gets it back to Morales.
Morales looking for that bomb pass. Morales easily intercepted by Warren.
Yeah, they did not put enough on that one.
Looking for Ivaturi on the far side of the hoops there, but got to put a little more little more height on that one. 145 to 80 is our score. Set score 160. Arizona State with a comfortable lead.
Michigan State wants to put a drive together, a few drives in a row together here, which they did earlier in the game. So they have the ability to do what they have to do. They go around, they get through, but it is beat before, so the goal is no good. But Pratt is able to pick it up.
And was it a step out of bounds? I think it was. I think
Oh,
Pratt wasn't quite paying attention. They stepped out of bounds. Feels bad.
there were two lines there, and I think Pratt thought the second line that I also thought was the edge of the field was the edge of the field.
Well, it is marked by a cone, and the players are aware. I think it was just a spatial unawareness problem. So ASU will set up the attack once more. Myers with a beater catch, beats Brooks. It's Juanis, transition offense. He's got Morales to beat. He's got Vince to beat.
Pratt is open on this near side. He hits Pratt, and they put it through.
Another goal for Pratt, 145 to 90. MSU, they're not going down without a fight.
MSU wants to get back into this game.
MSU regaining beater control here. It's Sowers and
Exchange
Myers.
in the middle. Oh, that exchange in the middle allows for ASU to suddenly get control back.
Ivaturi mishandles the pass. What could have been a goal. Morales is
Morales.
going to toss.
I thought Morales
finds, is that Vince on the backside, and Vince finishes.
Yes, that was Vince on the backside, and that will put ASU one goal away from the victory.
Goal to go. Eric Vince has been incredible on offense for ASU in this game.
Tall order for MSU here, but they definitely want to put their best effort forward to try to get a string of goals while holding ASU back. Pratt back to Juanis up top.
And Juanis has no protection as Silkinson gets beat. MSU's going to drive. He's got quick feet over to Markland. Markland beat. And ASU.
And Pratt taken down hard.
I think that tackle might have been from behind there. It was, I think Morales made that tackle. Just a little bit of a size difference.
Yes.
And Pratt's going to take a sub there.
So looks as though Pratt is subbing out.
And that is Bridget Weiss coming back in.
Looks like Morales has been given the quad ball after the tackle.
So perhaps not a foul, maybe just a recovery there.
Seems to be the case. Just a hard tackle from Morales. Good
and
play.
Now Brooks is going to go on a run. Juanis to beat, got Ivaturi. Ivaturi mishandles the pass.
McLaughlin cleans up, gets Markland out, but Markland is able to tag back in and make a play to stop the quad ball, and Juanis is able to dive on it. But there's now stoppage.
It was a wild scrum there. Ivaturi could have finished that, but mishandled the pass. It was a little bit outside. Brooks put a little heat on it. And then Markland comes back in the play to block the shot.
Yeah, excellent work from Markland after having been beat, tagging that center hoop and getting back on the play quickly to be able to save the goal. But ASU gets rewarded the quad ball underneath the hoops, and that puts it away by Vince, ending the game.
Hard-fought game by both teams. Very sad to see for Michigan State. Arizona State's chances continue as they're able to move on in the bracket. Final score 165 to 90. Arizona State with the victory. Clay, it's been a fun game. It's been great. Thanks for commentating with me. I appreciate it.
Excellent as always. I